Man, thank you for being here, bro. I just needed someone to record with, you know. It's just been a while since I've done a duo video.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. I'm just glad you could take some time from your busy life and spend some here with me, you know. You know, no homo.
No, no, hold on.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. Um, okay. That's pretty decent. That's a pretty decent angle. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So again, the plan. We're just talking Jump Force. Why we think it's kind of iffy. You know, it should be really basic.
Iffy. Well, I actually think Jump Force looks pretty good right now.
What?
Oh, I think Jump Force looks pretty good right now. You know, really great. Day one buy, man.
Colin, you know we don't allow opinions in this freaking house.
Well, that's just my opinion. Doesn't matter.
I don't give a freak what your opinion is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, I think that's a pretty funny joke you're telling. I almost want to laugh because you're obviously joking, right? I mean,
No, not really. I think it looks like a great game right now. You know, go ahead, you should probably pre-order it.
man, you got jokes. I really do want to laugh right now because you got a lot of jokes.
Well, I'm not a comedian. I'm actually wanting to be a financial analyst, so I think this is actually me just telling the truth.
Can you give me a second? I'm just gonna try and prep a little in here. Make sure everything's set up. If you want, just go get a drink of water or something.
Yeah, I think I can actually go do that.
Okay.
Right? The freaking thing you're going! Oh no!
Freaking think you thought! Freaking think you thought! You see, YouTube? This is what happens when we allow opinions in this house. That was pretty funny. Okay, get up, Kylan. Who said I could leave you alive?
だけど今日も徐々に文句なんかやって日常を踊る Crazy Noisy Pizza Town.
I don't know how I feel about this game. I'll give you all some very complete and total honesty for a second here. I don't usually like to play these arena fighter styled anime games. My complaint is that they tend to have little to no depth in gameplay and have very stiff and jagged movement to complement such rough gameplay styles. I've gotten crap for these sentiments before, but I can't really say that I'll ever budge on it. For example, my issue with the Xenoverse games is that they're far too easy to cheese your way through. It doesn't feel like a true fighting game, it feels like a beat 'em up that just so happens to have fighting game elements. That said, that is kind of the point of these games. They aren't supposed to be extremely in-depth or complex, they're supposed to just be fun party games that you can play with your friends with a fair share of ease. That's what kind of concerns me as a single consumer though. I think it's fine to have games that aren't pushing to be competitive, but I want games to be competitive so There's an interview on Geek.com with Koji Nakajima, producer of Jump Force, concerning the game's mechanics, the balance, etc. One question that's asked is, what makes Jump Force different from other fighting games currently available on the market? How does it stand out beyond just being another anime-based game? We push Jump Force as an action fighting game, but it's not just about fighting. There's a whole story behind it. We want the game to be a very immersive experience so that users can really enjoy the sort of unique world we've created. And that's really, really cool. I like this because it allows for these differentiating styles, differentiating ideas that we haven't really seen in many fighting games. But that's sort of around where my positive ideas about this interview ends. As we can see later on, is Jump Force a difficult game for novice players to play? How complex is the combat, and how much do players need to learn before becoming competent? In terms of combat, we don't require a lot of directional or command inputs. This game doesn't demand a lot of technique or practice. It's not like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Tekken, or Soul Calibur, which requires players to sharpen their skills to attain a certain level of gameplay. We really tried to streamline the gameplay and make it as simple and accessible as possible. As far as the combat system and the level of complexity, it's more comparable to something like Dragon Ball Xenoverse or Ultimate Ninja Storm. If we go a little bit further back, perhaps something like the Dragon Ball Budokai fighting game series. It is more along the lines of those series.
Disappointed!
Now I can start the more ranty part of this video. The big issue that I'm having from the very beginning is they come outright and say, oh, you know your two favorite fighting games, like two of your favorite fighting games ever made, Dragon Ball FighterZ and Tekken 7. Yeah, this game is nothing like either of those things. And you know what it is like instead? Take Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Naruto Ninja Storm, two of your least favorite games to play, two of your least favorite franchises to play. That's more so what it's like. Okay, now I'm talking as an individual consumer here that is very biased, has these very specific wants and needs for a game. I'm speaking as someone who is not trying to be an unbiased resource here because I'm very biased. I love competitive 2D fighting games because of what they can bring to the table. They allow for this close combat where you're so limited by your movement options and things such as that it makes you have to be defensive, makes you have to think outside of your own little box. Whereas in arena-style fighting games, there are no boxes. You're able to fly around as far as you want and things like that, which is fine, but it makes actual close combat more of a chore. And it makes it very, very easy to, as I said before, choose your way through a match. Follow along. Let me show y'all what the freak I'm talking about. One fighting game that I constantly look to as the pinnacle of arena-style fighting games is Gundam Versus. And the main reason why is because it's so completely aware of the fact that the mobility in the game is so advanced. It's aware that the environment is such an important asset and that you can fly around all these different directions. And what it does is that it limits you. The thing about it is I get that people want these games to simulate the anime experience because they don't have limitations. You feel as though you can be Goku. You feel as though you can be Luffy. You can be Gon and Hisoka. You feel as though you can be Naruto and Sasuke. You can be anyone in these games. You can really, really feel like these characters. For me personally, I think that there's a certain line to where you can feel as though you're playing as that character, but limitations are also so good. Because if you have limitations, players have to find these ways to maneuver around them. It's almost like a chess or a checkers match. You feel as though the game itself is one of your opponents where you have to sort of find ways to break the system of the game in order to make the combo system more affluent to your combo style. That's what I love about a game like Street Fighter 4 in comparison to Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 4 had this system called the FADC system, where by doing your focus attack, you could dash cancel out of it, and it could make some amazing combos from there. So when Street Fighter 5 comes out, I'm not expecting it to have the FADC system, no. But what I am expecting is in some way, shape, or form to allow you to be able to customize your combos and playstyle in a way that you would like. And it doesn't really do that. Every Ryu is the same, every Akuma is the same, whereas in Street Fighter 4, the playstyles are so unbelievably different. That's what I love about these games like Street Fighter 4, Tekken 7, Dragon Ball FighterZ, etc. is because these close combat 2D. Oh, okay, Tekken, don't look at me like that.
Oh my god! Oh jeez, oh my god!
Games like this allow you to have these close combat matches where you really have to match your skills against the other player. Again, these games don't always have to be competitive, and I completely 100% get that, but it's something that makes me connect more to the fighting system more if we look at that. Another part of this is that it asks, this game has many different characters. How were you able to incorporate all their signature techniques while making sure the overall game is balanced? I'm not going to read this entire quote. The main idea is that they're trying to make these characters feel unique and feel like they're sourced property, and that is a good thing, and I like that. But I do worry about this game's balance because I don't like Spike Chunsoft.
Never have, never will.
But the thing about Jump Force that's just confusing me right now is just, I don't know whether I want to pick this up. Because for one, the very hype and appeal of seeing all these different characters on screen together is so absolutely mesmerizing to me, and it's so much fun to see this updated 3v3 system come to life here. But the gameplay, because you can sell me to buy a game due to a character. That's what Tekken 7 did to me. I bought Tekken 7 because of Akuma. I wanted to see Akuma, but I've stayed for the gameplay. If it was just a bare bones Akuma that had no depth to him at all, I wouldn't really play the game as much, but they've crafted such a fantastic game with a fantastic roster, and the gameplay is just top of the line for fighting games right now. And that's what I stay for in a game like this. So if the gameplay is not enticing, which honestly to me it's just not right now, then you have a lot of issues there. You have 3 characters, right? 3 characters. 3.
Why?
Do they all share the exact same health bar? I've seen a lot of justifications for this system. I've seen matches would go on for way too long. I've seen, this is the best health system Spike's had, it's no big deal. They're just trying to balance it all out. What is the point of learning 3 characters then? And then whenever people will reply with, well, the game's not one of those games where you have to learn 3 characters. That's my point. That's my point. You don't have to learn anything in this game, and that's what really, really bothers me. The graphics? I've waited to talk about this part because I know this is the part that everyone's waiting for me to talk about. I love the graphical style of this game. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. Even even the character models, okay? What? I love how it all looks, and they've literally explained several times why the game looks the way that it looks, and I'm okay with that. It's just the gameplay that's bothering me, this health issue, because again, it just do it like Street Fighter Cross Tekken, or even better, Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Just make it to where when one character dies, your entire team dies. That's just such a basic system that would promote you to have to learn different characters and promote synergy amongst your team. But instead, they're just making it to where you could easily just pick one character and go through a fight. Like, what's the point of the 3v3 system then? Now, what I'm hoping is this is just for the demo build so that everyone could get to play the game, because, this game's gonna have long lines. So maybe this system is in place just for the demo builds. Then the full game actually has a logical health system. But if not, it's not looking too good right now. Another thing is just hit stop, for example. It's way too long in this game. It looks so janky in Spike Chunsoft fashion. And then just a couple of other things that I'm sort of looking over right now that I really hope gets implemented / improved in the game. Hopefully there's a step cancel system at least, give us a step cancel system. The movement honestly looks pretty good. I do like the movement in the game. I like the stage transitions. It all looks really, really good. It's just these certain things with the gameplay are just really, really bothersome. At the same time, I know that a lot of people are happy with this system, and that's completely okay. That's totally fine. I'm not telling any of you that this game is objectively flawed and all of you should hate it because I don't like it. That's a childish way of thinking, and it's one that I've been strongly against for years. It's just for me as an individual consumer, I wish this game just had a bit more to it. But that said, we'll see what it's like when it actually comes out, as we should with all properties at this point. But here are 2 things that I want to know from you guys. 1, what do you think about Jump Force right now? And 2, if you want one character to be added, who do you want and why in the roster? So with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to drop a like. Let me know, again, those answers to those 2 questions in the comments below. And also let me know, what do you guys want me to talk about next? If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to... I was about to say samurai slice that like button.
Expose him!
Have I been watching too much Corey Kenshin lately?
Yeah.
Be sure to share the video out with people that you know and people that you don't know, but with whom you just want to harass with my videos. In which case, thank you. And please subscribe to the channel if you are new. With that being said, guys, I love you all so much. I hope you all have an amazing day. Don't let anyone change who you are. And God bless. Peace out, guys. Can I quickly get a "We love you, Kylan" in the chat, because this man who did the skit with me at the beginning, he just graduated. Am I sad? Yes, absolutely. But I know that he's about to kill it over an H&R Block, so go visit him. He's gonna do great. And I just thank you again for being on the video with me, and thank you all for waiting this long for the video. I love you guys so much, and I thank you for all of your support and just for every little thing, whether you donate or not, whether you even watch or not. I'm thankful for you regardless, so thank you. Peace, guys.